Good morning. Time to wake up. And I cooked for the first time ever in my life for even my own parents. I never cooked for them before. So Steven is a perfectionist and he's very attentive to detail, every little thing. It looks great. Well, I'm going to talk about how I started to get into the adult industry. Hi, little guy. Hi, Sushi. Sushi, sushi, sushi. Little puppers. Anyways, yesterday we did the Father's Day shoot. I had my parents and in-laws come, and I cooked for the first time ever in my life for even my own parents. I never cooked for them before. So, I didn't realize, so Steven is a perfectionist and he's very attentive to detail, every little thing. And he asked me, did you put the onion rings as a garnish on top of the steak? And I didn't have that in my notes. I just put it in the side. So he's mentioned, come on, that now it looks like a cheap meal when it's supposed to be an expensive meal. So he said, he wants to see the picture. So I sent him the photos. It takes time for him to receive it through like the app. And he's like, if it looks cheap, then he's going to have me redo it because he's a perfectionist. So I started my morning today feeling a little down because I hate redoing shoots because that puts me back in my shooting schedule. And yeah, I feel like when I made the meal, there was some very funny comedic stuff. But if I do it a second time, because when I make each meal, I don't typically like make it and then make it on film. I just, whatever you see on film is real, my mess ups, and I think that's what makes it comedic. But if I do it a second time, it's like, oh, okay, I already know my mess up, so I try to do my best to learn from them. And it doesn't happen all the time, but I do. So the comedic part will be lost in this episode. So I'm a little bit sad about that, but I do appreciate that he is attentive to detail and he wants, the best. And I need that. So I hired a new assistant, and one of the things I required was you have to be attentive to detail. So far, I believe she is, what I've noticed. So hopefully she will help me out with my screw-ups, my mess-ups, and hopefully I will not have to redo shoots anymore. So today I plan on shooting some other scenes that I need to make from the last scene. I mean, I have lots of shoots I need to do, but I'm going to try to do the anniversary shoot and a couple other things. So I'm going to eat early because I know that I probably won't eat lunch. So my mother-in-law made me this delicious corned beef, Filipino corned beef. So woo, time to eat. And my mom made me fried rice, which is so delicious. Oh my gosh, the coconut flavor is bomb in here. All right. Whoo, hot tamale. Oh man, oh, too hot. It's all right, it's all good. Whoo. Okay. Bon appetit. in the mail today for the scene. Let's see. What do we have? Ooh. Oh. It looks great. Steven's head. Woo! It looks exactly like him. Woo! Here's my flyers to promote my YouTube channel. Woo woo! Alright, bon appetit. This deliciousness. Woo! Dopa dopa dopa. It's working out. And Sissy is hanging out. Huh. And Kiki is like all alone. She likes her me time. So I'm gonna talk about how I started to get into the adult industry. So my story is Steven and I just moved from we just graduated. We were youth pastors in San Francisco, and we're like, okay, let's move to San Diego because that was our vision. That was like the dream. That was a God-given vision that the Lord spoke to Steven a while back. It was to plant a church in San Diego. So, and that is still the vision. And so here we are. We're moving to San Diego. We have some savings, and yep, we're going full-time into ministry. And oh man, so we get in, and here every month by month our savings starts to deplete, and oh man, and then our parents start helping us. So my parents would help one month, his parents would help another month, vice versa. And I remember that time we were trying to church plant, and I was so stressed. I hated like the financial stress. That was probably the most stress I've ever experienced in my life. I had eczema all over my body, from my hands to my arms to my legs. It looks so disgusting. I remember that time. It was so horrible. So, Steven and I were looking on Craigslist looking for a job, and he got a job and I found one, and it said work at home and make good money. And I said, whoa, that sounds like a very, very good idea. So that's what I did. I hopped into this job that presented itself online. I didn't really know what it was, and then I looked and I said, oh, okay. And the first month I did pretty well. So I said, you know what, I think this is good for this season. It was never my plan to be in it for a long time. And I feel like people ask me, or they assume, did you get into the adult industry because out of rebellion, because I come from a Christian family, or because I hate God? You know, I think many people turn away from God and do rebellious stuff, but for me, that's not the case. I was just in survival mode, and the ad sold to me. And so, but my heart never changed towards God. Like, my intentions were never like, I hate my parents, never like that, or I hate God, never, ever, ever. Since I had my encounter, my revival encounter, and felt the love of God for the first time when I was 16, my heart's never changed towards Jesus. It's always been so firm, like, I love you so much, Lord. So I hopped into the adult industry, and that's kind of my story, how I got into it. But it was definitely not out of rebelliousness or anything like that. And so, yeah, that is my story about I guess, getting into the adult industry as a webcam model. All right, I'm going to bed now because I'm tired. It's almost midnight, and yeah, it's time to sleep. Tofu's very tired too. Look at that boy. He's like, I'm tired. And the cats are back behind the pillow. There's Kiki. I don't know if you see her. All right, take care, guys. All right, good night and God bless.